and I'll do it without fail. I'm the lone rider on the trail.
All right, let's get him up. Looks like I got here just about the right time.
Help Lefty, I'll get the money. Better beat it, Dirk. Those guys probably woke up the whole town. Here they come now. Get going. Lefty, make it look good. Boys, I got everything under control. Glad you're here, Sheriff. Come on inside. Walk out the door.
All right, fellas, break it up.
What happened here? Lefty and I were just coming from the saloon when we spotted a light in here. Found the back door open, night watchman shot, this fellow rifling the safe. Tried to make a break for it, and I creased him. I don't ever remember seeing this waddy around here before, do you, Sheriff?
No, he's a stranger to me. There's something strangely familiar about him. I don't know what it is.
Get some bandages. You'll find some in the washroom, Lefty. He wasn't playing a lone hand either, Sheriff, because the cash is gone from the safe.
I thought you said you caught him at the safe.
We did, but his partner beat it out the back door when we came in. Got away during the fight.
Well, if he lives, maybe he can name the gent who was helping him. Someday, this metropolis of Pecos City is going to have its own doctor. All right, get going, Lem. You'll reach Riverton shortly after sunup. Walk. After Doc picks him up, stick to like him over. I want him to do some talking.
Right. Let's go.
If that kid lives, he's liable to identify me.
Mort would get his face right in the light.
That's a pretty kettle of fish. The only reason I agreed to your plan for robbing my bank was
to get the cash and collect the insurance, too. You can't play both ends against the middle, Carson, without taking risks.
But this isn't settling our problem. Are you sure he didn't talk to the sheriff before he was taken to Riverton?
He never came to.
Lied. He's just dying to pin something on us, and you know it. Well, what are we going to do?
I ain't the mayor, I ain't head of the Cattlemen's Association, and I ain't a banker. But me and my boys can take care of the matter if you just say the word.
Go ahead, Dirk. You know what to do. They've got to go through Eagle Pass to get to Riverton, but you can beat them to it by taking the Indian trail.
Let's go, Lefty.
I'd like to see the sheriff's face when he finds out he's going to a funeral instead of a trial.
Cowboy is playing his rusty guitar. All his thoughts go a-straying neath a western star as he sings to his loved one, saying he'll come back someday when roundup time is through. He'll be riding the trail now he sits and strums as he hums and hums till the good word comes, work is over. He'll lead his bronco pal from the old corral, with the vow no more will he roam. But when cowboys start riding, he'll be where they are, and once more he'll be singing with his old guitar. When a cowboy is playing his rusty guitar, all his thoughts go a-straying 'neath a western star, as he sings to his loved one, saying he'll come back someday. When the roundup time is through, he'll go riding the trail. And now he sits and strums as he hums and hums till the good word comes, work is over. He'll lead his bronco pal from the old corral, with the vow no more will he roam. But when cowboys start riding, he'll be where they are, and once more he'll be singing with his old guitar.
Now, Smoky got to Pecos City all right?
Sure. More than that, he's probably had 3 fist fights, 1 gun battle, and fallen for some cute little blonde.
I hope he don't tip off old Bill Hastings what we're aiming to do.
Don't worry, he's got a good head on him.
So is a glass of beer.
Let's wait. They've got to come through here.
There they are now. Came from over the ridge.
Sure does. Why, it's Smoky.
He's all right. Go get some water. Howdy, fellas. How'd you like the circus? Never mind the circus. Let's get him back to town. Find a doctor. Better not. I ain't very popular in Pecos City.
What do you think he meant by that, Tom?
It's pretty plain he doesn't want to be taken back to Pecos City. We'll have to doctor him ourselves. Give me a hand.
Sheriff?
Len's dead, outside in the buckboard.
What? How'd that happen?
4 men attacked us. They got Len, but I made a getaway.
How about the young stranger?
I don't know, Miss Betty. After the fight, I found Len on the buckboard, but the kid was gone.
Come on, Walt. Round up the posse and comb the country. I doubt if we'll find him alive, though. Bye, Betty. I won't be gone long.
Oh, do be careful, Uncle Bill.
Don't you worry about me, honey.
After 2 weeks of our expert care and some new duds, you look as good as new, Smoky.
I feel swell.
I sure owe you and Fuzzy a lot.
You might as well forget it. You'll never be able to repay us.
Hey, Fuzzy, why don't you send for that widow in El Paso? She'd just love to help you mend your clothes.
Will you make him stop reminding me of my previous mistakes?
Now, that's not very flattering to the widow.
Oh, never mind the widow. I'll sure be glad when I get back in civilization again.
That's fine, because that's just where you're going today. We're heading for Pecos City. Pecos City, Tom?
Yeah.
You think I can get by without being recognized?
Sure. You're all healed up, no scars showing. I don't think anybody will recognize you in this new outfit, especially with that alfalfa off your face.
Well, if you say so, I'll risk it.
I'm afraid to wait any longer. Anything could happen to Sheriff Hastings by this time.
If it has, somebody's going to do plenty of wishing it hadn't. Old Bill adopted me when I was knee-high to a hop toad. He's the only dad I ever knew. Now he's in trouble, maybe I can repay him.
You sure he didn't recognize you the night of the holdup?
No, I know he didn't. I left Pecos City 15 years ago. A fellow changes a lot in that length of time. Well, come on, boys, let's get started. Fuzzy, haven't you forgotten something?
Nope. Like an elephant, never forget.
I'll bet you quarter you've forgotten something.
Put up or shut up. You win. What do you think?
There they come.
After him, boys! We can't afford to be recognized. Well, I reckon we changed their minds.
Come on, let's get back and see how Tom's doing.
The outlaws were too far away for us to see their faces, Sheriff, but we might recognize their horses again.
Hastings, when are you going to get these outlaws? Something's got to be done. The whole town's up in arms.
I'm doing the best I can.
That's not good enough. Mayor Blodgett and I have been talking it over, and we think you ought to resign.
That's right. As mayor of Pecos City, I think it's a good idea. Fellow citizens, Mr. Saunders here has just suggested, in view of all the unsolved crimes in this community, that Sheriff Bill Hastings resign in favor of a younger man.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you people all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Uncle Bill Hastings helped found this town. He gave the best part of his life to making it a safe place for you and your families to live in.
But it's not helping matters now, Betty.
No, we don't.
All right, if you don't quiet down or get out of my office. Well,
If I wanted to, I could talk about a lot of things. About the years I've given to Pecos City. I could mention more than a few of you that I've helped out of scrapes. And I could take hours to name the crooks I've sent to jail. But you know all those things. Just like you know that I'll never rest until the robbing and killings that are now going on are stopped. And those that are responsible for it are caught. Law and order's coming again to this county, and I'm going to bring it. You elected me sheriff, and as long as my term runs, I'm staying. Now get out.
We know you well, Bill. And
Good
we'll
for
back
you, Uncle Bill.
Any luck?
Ah, the old galoot's stubborn a team of mules.
Well, the best way to move a bulky mule is to build a fire under him. Yeah, maybe you're right. It'll be all right.
Oh, I'm sorry, boys. Betty Tolliver, my niece and secretary. Tom Cameron, Fuzzy Jones, and I don't think I got your name, young fella.
Denton Mills.
I'm awfully glad to know you all, and I want to thank you for what you've done.
Say, how did you know about the holdup? I didn't see you until after the fireworks started.
Oh, the whole town knew it before the bullion wagon had come to a halt.
Denton's face is mighty familiar. Seems like I must have seen him somewheres before.
Not unless you've been to El Paso, Sheriff. That's his home.
Why don't you boys drop in for supper tonight? Betty's a pretty swell cook. Even she has lived in the East up a couple months ago.
Say, you ain't never ate nothing yet until you taste some good old New England codfish balls. And potato pancakes, and then top it off with a great big berry.
That's enough, Fuzzy. The sheriff hasn't got time to listen to a whole menu. We'll be there, Sheriff. Thanks a lot. Coming, Denton?
Oh, yeah, I'll be with you in just a minute. How would you like to have company on the way home?
Oh, I'd love it.
Then wait just a minute. I have to speak to Tom. Oh, Tom! Just a minute. Say, Mort Saunders is one of the men I saw robbing the bank the night I was framed.
Are you sure?
Couldn't forget his face.
Well, that complicates things. Apparently, Mort Saunders is one of the most influential men in town. You're sure you're not mistaken?
I'm positive.
Well, that gives us one important clue to start working on.
I mean, Fuzzy and I will take time out to do something about it. See you later. All right, Fuzzy, we got work to do.
Yes, sir. Hey, look. Pecos City Saloon.
And hotel.
You know, Tom, my throat feels just like my name, Fuzzy.
All right, I get it. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. We might be able to pick up a little gossip.
Why, it's just a place to do it. You know, everybody comes in here. It's a place to do the talking. Two of the glass, anything you want. We always do it. Give me a drink.
Swell job, I'm getting that billion wagon, boys.
How about the other drink? That's all right. I think it's all right.
Yeah, not happy right along.
Well, anything. All right, set them up for the boys, will you? The drinks are on me.
Bourbon, Dick.
Hi. Hey, did you see that fellow Cameron that I came in with?
Yeah.
He's a good opera singer.
Opera singer?
Yeah. Maybe we can get him to sing, huh?
Sure.
Well, have a drink.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Fuzzy,
That's enough.
where you been?
Oh, I just...
Say, I understand you're quite an opera singer, Cameron.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Your pal here.
You sing as well as you fight, stranger, or is it the other way around?
Well, one of them's pleasure and the other's business.
My name's Mort Saunders. This is my brother Jed.
My name's Tom Cameron. I'm glad to know you. How are you?
I'd like to have a little private talk with you, Cameron.
All right, I don't mind if I do.
I like the way you talk, Cameron. I like the way you act.
Thanks.
You know these parts pretty well?
Why?
Oh, just wondered if you were planning on staying in Pecos City.
I might. That depends. Fuzzy and me are looking for work. We're not too particular.
How'd you like to be sheriff?
Sheriff? What's the matter with the one you got?
Bill Hastings is too old. He's lost his punch.
Yeah, but not his friends. I'm a stranger in these parts, Saunders. What chance would I have against a man like Hastings? You heard what happened out there.
You needn't worry about that. Mort can swing enough votes around here to cinch your election.
If Hastings was out of the way, there'd be plenty of chance for a smart sheriff to do all right by himself. I mean all right.
Well, it sounds interesting. Hastings has a fine reputation as a peace officer. He'd be hard to defeat.
Maybe. I'll take care of that.
I don't know.
I tell you, I can swing the votes. After what you and your pals did this morning, you'll win hands down.
Saving that bullion wagon was pure accident. We're not especially anxious to help out the law. He's never done anything for us.
He's our man, all right, Mort.
What do you say?
When's the election?
3 weeks.
All right, Saunders, it's a deal. But if you should happen to cross me up...
Don't worry, we won't.
I thought Tom Cameron was your friend.
So did I.
Well, this certainly doesn't look like it. Of all the mean, vicious stabs in the
Calling
back...
names don't win fights, Betty. This calls for action.
But what are you going to do, run him out of town?
I can't do that. Cameron's within his rights running against me. Means that I'll have to campaign harder. You know, this fellow Cameron didn't strike me as being the kind of a number that would sell out the Saunders crowd.
Well, he's not. He's as fair and square.
Then how do you explain this?
Well, I can't. Not right now.
Where are you going?
I'm going to ask some money and...
Told you that, didn't I?
I turned out to be. You talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Well, then I suggest we discuss it in private.
Good work, Smoky. After that, that gang will never guess what we aim to do.
What are you talking about?
We're all right. We're alone. Relax.
I meant every word I said. I never thought you'd pull such a low-down trick, selling out to the Saunders crowd and letting them run you for sheriff.
Oh, that. Do you really think I'd go and run against Sheriff Hastings?
Well, what else am I to believe?
Hey, is this a private argument, or could I horn in?
Oh, go ahead. Sit down and join us.
Thanks.
Now, why don't you be sensible, Smoky? The only reason I took Saunders up on his proposition is to find out who the rest of his gang are. And I'm beginning to get a line on them.
You expect me to believe that? If that's true, why didn't you talk the idea over with Fuzzy and me and the sheriff? Don't you think we ought to have something to say about it?
Hey, what's the matter? Is that little love bug bit you again?
Leave Betty out of this.
She got you all mixed up.
Now, look, the only thing that's important is that Smoky understand my motives.
I understand your motives. You're trying to double-cross the best friend I have in the world. But you're not going to do it. I'm going back and tell him the whole story, who I am and why we're here.
Now, that won't do anybody any good. It'll tip Saunders off and call our hand before we're ready.
Don't you see, kid? Tom knows what he's doing.
Well, I hope so. But I'm warning you. If you try to go through with this election, I'll upset the apple cart.
Don't worry. Now, look, for the time being, go on acting sore. It'll keep Saunders' crowd believing me.
All right, if that's the way you want it. But I'm through.
He's got his feathers all ruffled up.
Beat that, Cameron. A straight.
All right. I will. A flush.
Not so fast, partner. 4 aces.
You almost got your fingers burnt, Sheriff.
Oh, I wouldn't mind. You really think I can get hold of that title?
Well, that'll be a cinch. My brother runs this town, and whatever he says goes.
After tonight, Mort will have the election sewed up.
What makes you so sure?
Well, the workmen at Eagle Rock Mine are all for Sheriff Bill Hastings. But they won't be after tomorrow.
Why, tomorrow?
It's payday. And the bullion wagon carrying the cash will reach Devil's Pass around midnight. Now, something might happen.
Shut up, Jed. You talk too much.
Sure glad I'm not a miner.
Good deal, Lefty.
We gotta think of some way of stopping this holdup. Let's tell the sheriff. No, that's not it. The law stepped in. Jed and his gang know just where it came from. Now, I'll have to do this alone. I've got it. If I left here soon enough, I could get to the Badlands in time to warn them.
That's a long run. How could you get back here before Saunders misses you?
Are you boys placing a relay of horses on the trail between here and Devil's Pass? That's a good idea. What else can we do? Well, you might show yourselves around town tonight. It'll help establish my alibi.
Well, leave me a little dough.
Trail, prairie trail, running, winding, rolling down the plain. Prairie trail, lead me to that valley once again. Take me to the buffalo where the longhorn cattle play. That's where I want to go, where I first saw light of day. Prairie trail, running, winding, rolling down the plain. Prairie trail, running, winding, rolling down the plain. Prairie trail, lead me to that valley once again. Take me to the buffalo where the longhorn cattle play. That's where I want to go, where I first saw light of day. Prairie trail, running, winding, rolling down the plain.
Hey, Cameron, you Leaving so soon?
Yeah, I'm tired out. I thought I'd hit the hay.
Why don't you join us? We need another hand.
You mean you need another victim? Good night.
Up with them. All right, you, bring that payroll down here. Come on, make it snappy. We ain't got all night.
Neither have I. Drop your guns and reach. All right, boys, get these guns. Take these hombres into Pecos City and deliver them to Sheriff Hastings. I'm sure he'll be surprised to see him. If I were you, I'd wrap them up good and tight. Adios, Sully. Unsaddle him and turn him loose.
Yes, Carl. What's all that do? What's the matter? Couldn't you sleep?
There's too much racket. No use trying to sleep. Might as well deal me in a hand.
Sure.
Grab a chair. How many do you want?
Now, let me think.
Now then, you boys will just sign this complaint against Pete and Jed. Why, we'll,
What's the meaning of this?
Oh, just a complaint. Robbery complaint.
You know what I'm referring to. Where's Jed?
In jail.
I want him released at once.
Oh, no. Too hard to catch him, turn him loose that quick.
What about bail?
Well, that's up to the court, Saunders.
But court doesn't sit again for 3 days.
I know it. Well, if you just sign it.
Do you mind if I talk to your prisoners a few minutes? According to law, they're entitled to counsel.
Well, they better not take yours if they're anxious to get out. Go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. Let me have your gun.
You're not a fine pair. letting yourselves get caught by one man.
It was a trap, and the hombre that pulled it was Tom Cameron. He's all dressed up in a fake outfit and wearing a mask.
You're crazy. Cameron was here in town last night. I was playing poker with him.
What about those two pals of his?
Same goes for them.
Was Cameron with you all evening?
All except a couple of hours when he's upstairs trying to get some sleep. But he's no magician. There ain't a horse living that could make a return ride to Devil's Pass in one night.
Well, maybe you're right.
Now, don't worry, boys. I'll stall things along until after election. As soon as Cameron gets into office, things are going to be a lot different. Now, don't get any ideas and don't do any talking. See you later.
He'll if the sheriff puts enough pressure on him. I know Jed Saunders. He's yellow inside.
This puts us all in a dangerous spot. Oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to shut him up?
Just give me leave to go ahead.
Well, it says here that you're going to meet a tall, dark man.
Really?
Wearing a blue shirt, dark trousers.
Yes, go on.
And, oh yes, he'll arrive with two friends. But don't pay any attention to them, especially the one with the whiskers. Oh, did you get your prisoners all bedded down, Sheriff?
Yes, and I'm thinking about doing the same to myself. Walt will be along in 5 minutes to take over. You know, I used to have a youngster by the name of Dennis. Looked a little like you, too.
Well, I reckon I've got a face like a lot of people, Sheriff. How long since you've seen this boy?
15 years. I raised him from a pup. He had the wanderlust. Liked to drift. Lost track of him finally.
Well, he'll turn up. Knowing what a fine number you are, he's bound to.
Thanks. I'd give my left arm to see him again.
Hey, Jed. Oh, Jed. What's up? I just heard that the sheriff found out about the whole setup.
You stay here, Betty.
Why'd you kill him? Kill him? Oh, I didn't kill him. I was asleep in the bunk and heard a noise and jumped up, and there was Jed lying in the corner. I looked out the window and saw a fellow running away that looked like Dirk Larkin.
I'm afraid your story won't stand up from the looks of things.
Well, I tell you, that's the way it was. I looked around and picked the knife up off the floor just as I...
Sheriff, Jed has just been murdered. Remove the body. Then go over to the saloon and tell Mort. Coming, son?
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't believe this story about my brother being killed by some mysterious murderer. Hastings had it done because Jed wouldn't talk like he wanted. Something's got to be done now, or there'll be more crime, more killings.
I'll be lynching Sheriff Hastings if Mort keeps that up.
What are we going to do, sit here and twiddle our thumbs?
It's up to you folks. You put Hastings in office, you'll have to take him out. Here's the man who's going to be your new sheriff. Let's see what he's got to say about it.
I don't blame you folks for being upset. Robberies and killings have been going on around here for some time. The law doesn't seem to be able to check them.
That's right, Cameron. You think you can do it for us?
Bill Hastings has been a great sheriff in his day, but he's too old to cope with this modern crime. Either he should be forced to resign in 3 days, or he should be impeached. This reign of terror has got to stop. Come on, let's go over to his house and get him.
Yeah, let's go get him.
That won't be necessary. Thanks, neighbors, for your confidence. But remember, I'm still sheriff for 3 more days. Come on, Betty.
Stay with your friends. You knew what they were up to.
Oh, Betty, you got to understand.
I understand enough.
Come on, boys. The drinks are on me. Everybody.
Hey, what's the idea?
Oh, come on upstairs. I'll explain it to you.
You got plenty of explaining to do.
Now listen, you hot-headed young scamp. Cool off. You've been acting like a 2-year-old.
How do you expect me to act after what I just heard downstairs?
You don't mean to tell me you believed it? I believe my own ears. I thought you were my pal, that you're interested in helping me get Uncle Bill out of trouble.
Now, that's just what I am trying to do, only you're too dumb to realize it.
Are you denying you told half of the town Uncle Bill was too old for the job?
Why should I deny it? I don't want Saunders to get suspicious. If he gets wise now, all our work would be for nothing.
Don't you think it's time to stop acting?
Oh, now listen, Smoky, we've knocked around together a lot. Have you ever known me to pull a crooked deal?
Well, no. But there's always a first time.
Well, this isn't it.
You've been telling me that for days, and I believed you. But after the way you talked to that crowd, I'm through. I'm going to find Uncle Bill and make a clean breast of everything.
Besides, it's too late to stop now.
I'd rather have it that way than go on the way we are.
Why don't you listen to reason?
It's no use to keep on arguing with me, Tom. I'm going to tell Uncle Bill who I really am and what happened the night of the bank robbery.
Yes, and 10 minutes later, all of Pecos City will know about it.
I don't care if the whole world knows he's my foster father. And I'm also going to tell him that Mort Saunders was there the night the watchman was shot.
Oh, no, you're not. Now listen, Smoky. Saunders has got witnesses. The sheriff will be forced to take their word against yours. It'll put a rope right around your neck.
Well, I'll have to take that chance.
Now, wait a minute.
Hey, Lefty, have you seen Cameron around?
Yeah, just come past his room. He and Smoky seem to be having a little trouble.
Oh, thanks.
What's the matter with him? Don't he like to sleep in bed?
I'm sorry, Fuzzy. I had to do it. Looked like he was going to lose his head and talk out of turn.
You mean you had to...
Yeah, I'll fix it up with him later. He'll understand. Now, you take care of him. And don't let him get away.
Well, where are you heading for?
I'm going over to Saunders' office. I think he's mixed up in this. I'm going to take a look around. Maybe I'll find something.
That Fuzzy showed up and I had to beat it.
I've got to hand it to Cameron for bringing that kid back here right under our noses.
It's bad if the kid talks to the sheriff.
Don't worry about the sheriff. I've got an idea that'll take care of him and the kid. Stick around. I've just overheard something that'll interest you men. Lefty overheard Smoky admit that he was the hombre that killed the night watchman in the bank when it was held up a few weeks ago. Wait a minute, men. He also found out that Smoky is Sheriff Bill Hastings' adopted son. That's probably why he sent him by buckboard to Riverton. He arranged for the buckboard to be attacked and the kids escape.
That's what it was. Nobody knew about it.
You can understand now why Sheriff Bill Hastings hasn't been making any arrests. He's probably mixed up in all the crooked businesses going on around here. Wait a minute, man. Just a minute. Lynching Smoky ain't the way to handle this, fellas. But we can hand him over to the sheriff and make Hastings hang his own adopted kid.
Now, take it easy, Smoky. You're going to stay here whether you like it or not. And I'm here to see that you do.
What good is that gun doing you? No bullets in it.
My, that's pretty.
Smoky and marching him over to the sheriff's office?
Why, sure.
All right, he's up in Cameron's room. Come on.
Hey, wait a minute. I haven't done anything. That's for us to decide.
Let him speak. Maybe he's got something to say for himself. Go ahead, Mr. Dennis Moore, and tell the boys why you shot the bank watchman and which one of your pals knifed my brother Jed.
Come on. All right, so I am Dennis Moore, but I didn't shoot anybody, and I don't know who killed Jed. That's what you... Are you going to let them hang me without a trial?
I'm not sure. However, I would save the taxpayers' money, and I believe I'll turn the responsibility over to your adopted father.
Come on, boys. I say hang him now. Come on.
Tom, they're fixing to give Smoky a necktie party.
What are you talking about?
He got away from me, and they caught him. Saunders found out who he is and about the bank robbery. They're all steamed up and going local. He also told them that Smoky shot the night watchman and killed Jed, and we got to do something.
All right, come on. I got an idea, Fuzzy, but we got to work fast. Now let's go to the jail and we'll talk to Pete.
That mob at the saloon is sure working up to something, Sheriff. Reckon they're after Pete?
Well, if they are, we'll be ready for them. Your move, Johnson.
Hey, Pete. Pete.
Yeah? What do you want?
Saunders is getting a mob together, and they're coming here to string you up.
Ah, you're crazy.
You hear that?
Yeah, so what? I don't mean nothing.
Find out different. I want to make a little deal with you.
All right, I'm listening, but you're just wasting your breath.
I want you to give me a signed statement telling the truth about the bank holdup and the murder and who's behind these crimes. If you do, I might be able to save you from being lynched.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyhow, they don't lynch folks for robbery.
Yeah, but they do for murder.
Yeah, but I ain't killed nobody.
I just heard Saunders tell a saloon full of people that you shot Silas Daggett and knifed his brother Jed.
Well, that's a good trick, Cameron. Only it won't work.
Hey, here they come now to string you up. And I'll just bet there's somebody in that outfit that feared you'll squeal if you're brought to trial. You hear that noise? That's the mob.
Well, I'm sorry, gents, but I ain't falling for that story.
All right, it's your neck that's being stretched. Come on, Fuzzy.
Boys, we'll do this legal.
You know, it's a funny thing, Tom. There was a fellow down Tombstone way once. Thought he was being fooled, too, when the mob came after him. Had a terrible time, he did. Near burned up. You know, he wouldn't confess. So they just built a fire to the wood braces underneath the bottom of his cell. Pretty soon, the concrete floor got so all fired hot, this fellow was doing a polka to keep his feet from blistering. The walls caught fire. Then the bars melted. Why, even the ceiling was red hot. And still that fella wouldn't confess. So they plugged the sheriff and took this prisoner out to the highest cottonwood tree I ever see.
Hang him! Don't worry about that. Let the law do it. Oh, we'll take it. The cottonwood.
And when they dragged him out of the Tombstone jail and over to the cottonwoods, what do you think? There was a buzzard in the top branches. Just a-waiting.
All right. Wait a minute, fellas. I'll tell everything. Only please don't let him hang me.
Don't worry, we won't.
All right, thanks.
I want it done as much as you do.
We'll see that it's done.
What are you going to do, Uncle Bill?
Fight. You better get out of here, honey. They'll be busting this way any minute now.
No, I'm staying.
What's all the shouting for, Cameron?
You'll find out soon enough. First, all of you, come on back to Pete's cell. He wants to sign a confession.
I knew they were after him. You've been doing some persuading?
You said it. Lock the door. We haven't a minute to lose. You too. The more witnesses, the better.
I'm not so old I can't see. He's Denton Mills.
That's what you think. His real name is Denny Moore, your adopted son.
I thought I knew him.
I'm sorry, Uncle Bill.
What are you bringing him back for?
For shooting the bank watchman. Hear that, Mob? I kind of set on watching you hang him. And if you don't, you both swing.
Mort Saunders, Dirk Larkin, Lefty Higgins, Dan Blodgett, Joe Carson, you're all under arrest.
Are you out of your mind, Bill?
You can't do this, Sheriff. You haven't any grounds.
That's where you're wrong, Mayor. This is Pete Haynes' confession, implicating all of you. And it'll stand in any court.
Pete doesn't know anything. That's a fake.
Signed by 5 witnesses, and they're all more than willing to testify at your trials.
All right, start talking.
I couldn't help it, boss. I thought the mob was after me, afraid I'd talk. They framed me.
Why, you fool, you are.
Now, take it easy, Saunders. Pete's told us all about the bank robbery. And the Dirk killed Jed to keep Jed from squealing on the gang.
I had to do it, Mort. Blodgett and Carson made me. They made me. They're to blame.
Sure glad law and order's come to Pecos City. I could use a lot of peaceful living right now.
Yeah, me too. You're dead right, Fuzzy.
This just came to you, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
Who's it from?
Ruth Meeker. Another letter. You remember him?
Yeah. Has that started already?
Right.
I knew it. I knew it. When did we start?
Right now. So, folks, I'm sorry, but goodbye.
Bye, old man.
Goodbye, Sheriff.
Hate to see you go.
Well, it's urgent. Goodbye, Miss Betty.
Goodbye.
And, so long, Smoky. We'll be seeing you soon.
You sure will. I'm going with you.
But, Smoky,
Oh, I know, honey, but, well, I'll be back before Uncle Bill can beat Grandpapa at checkers. So long, Uncle Bill.
So long, brother. Good luck.
Good luck.
And I'll do it